Good morning, everybody. It is August 5th, Tuesday. We are expecting some severe weather, and the tropics are still heating up. We now have two different medium tropical development chances, and we still have Tropical Storm Dexter that is being teared apart by shear right now as it goes farther out. But we are also expecting severe weather today in areas in the Great Plains, where we have a 5% tornado risk and a 15% wind and hail risk. Let's break that down. Here's the especial for today. You can see that we have a slight risk in parts of North Dakota and South Dakota areas, a large marginal risk in areas in Nebraska and Wisconsin. The tornado risk only includes North Dakota and South Dakota today. We have a 2% tornado risk that includes far northern South Dakota down to far south North Dakota. We also have a 5% tornado risk right on the border of them both. It's a pretty small 5% tornado risk, but definitely something to be concerned about, because the future tornadoes are definitely possible today. There's also a 15% wind risk that engulfs most of North and South Dakota. Same with the hail risk. Most of South Dakota and North Dakota is in a threat for severe weather today. Let's go see what the models are showing. Here's what the ARRR, the HRRR weather model, is showing for today. Just skip ahead a little bit. You can see by around 8 p.m. tonight, these lines of storms start to develop. These cells back here, and a little behind, and when the line is first starting up, is when we should be the most concerned. Like, this cell is a little bit more detached. This poses a decent tornado threat. If it comes to be true. This is why Wisconsin isn't a marginal risk. The storm weakens a lot and then heads into Wisconsin. I wouldn't be surprised if Wisconsin maybe got upgraded to a little bit of a 2% tornado risk, or at least a little bit of Wisconsin got upgraded to it. Because there still is some strong areas in the storm hitting Wisconsin. So got our jet stream for today. Here's our jet stream for today. Does you see a pretty strong trough jet stream, whatever, going through North and South Dakota and some of Wisconsin. As you can see here. Let's look at our cape. Definitely a lot of movement for these storms, a lot of jet stream. There's definitely a jet stream for these storms, which helps them. Which was last week, we couldn't get much of a jet stream. We were getting pretty weak jet streams, which I was showing you guys last week on GFS. I'll show you guys that in just a minute, what GFS is showing this week, as it's closer now. As GFS last week was showing some strong jet streams for this week. Here's the cape, though. You can see some high cape numbers. This is at 8 p.m. where we have these line of storms and more cells popping off at 4,000 plus cape. Cape does weaken a lot by around late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Definitely weakened a lot. You also see in Nebraska, there's also some areas with high cape at 8 p.m. where Nebraska is in a little bit of a slight risk. Some of Nebraska is, and also in a marginal risk. So Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and some Wisconsin are our main risks for severe weather today. Let's look at the bulk shear. Bulk shear, guys, is basically what helps our storms rotate. It's like this, where we have this 30 plus bulk shear. That's how you know that's pretty favorable for rotating storms. For this high of bulk shear numbers, it's very favorable. Not very, but decently favorable for rotating supercells. The main risk looks like today is mostly a wind and hail threat, though. But there still is a chance for a couple of tornadoes for today. A couple of tornadoes are definitely possible still. Let's look at the supercell composite. Here's the supercell composite for today. Definitely some decent, pretty good, pretty high supercell composite numbers for today. This is at 8 p.m. where we had a high cape and bulk share with some 30s in here with our supercell composite, so definitely pretty high numbers today. So definitely a future of the possible. Let's look at the SIG tour though, significant tornado perimeter. Here's the significant tornado perimeter for today. Definitely see some high numbers in here. Some 4.3s, anything above a 1 or a 2 is usually concerning. This basically is like how favorable it is for a significant tornado, is what SIG tour is. Or SDP for short. There is some decent numbers in some areas in Nebraska. Yeah, I think Nebraska may also be added to a 2% tornado risk. But there's definitely some decent numbers in areas in northern and central Nebraska areas. So definitely if you're in North, South Dakota, or in central northern Nebraska, definitely be weather aware today. For a possibility, I think a tornado or two is definitely possible in Nebraska still. Wisconsin, definitely don't think that will be added to the tour risk just based off some numbers. Like Cape, there's no Cape really. Storms will be really weak when they get there, mostly wind and hail, possibly. Okay, there's one other thing I want to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the GFS run. See what GFS is showing now. It was showing some pretty strong jet stream and Cape numbers and everything last week for this week. So let's go see what that's showing now. Okay guys, this is what GFS is showing for our jet stream for the next few days. You can see the jet stream currently near South and North Dakota. There's another jet stream developing in parts of Montana and Wyoming areas. In Idaho. Another strong jet stream over here on the 7th. There's a very strong jet stream in Idaho and Wyoming. And some in North Dakota and South Dakota areas get more of this severe weather possibly with this way stronger jet stream than today. This is on the 9th. We get to push down more into the Midwest. Eventually this jet stream does die off. Then there's a new jet stream that comes down into the Midwest, parts of North and South Dakota again, on the 12th, being shown. Some in the Midwest and Ohio Valley, there still is a weak jet stream. And then more in Montana. So next few weeks in August, definitely looks like there is severe weather still possible this month. But this is the time that we usually get derecho threats. I'm not saying it's going to be a derecho, but still a chance with these type of setups, with this trough dips and the heat dome we still have. There's still a little bit of a heat dome. So this is usually what we'd see with these type of threats. Just ignore the literal trying GFS popping out a hurricane at the bottom. Like I said in my last video, this is so far out. Like any of this is. This right here is. This is the 17th, guys. It's the 5th. There's no way to predict it correctly, so. I think this is just GFS shenanigans. Because now it shows another tropical storm coming up behind it. This is not true at all, guys, just so you guys know. This has changed locations every single time. At first, it went towards Florida. Then it went towards North Carolina. Then it went towards the then it went towards the Gulf. Then it went towards Florida again now. Now it's showing another tropical storm. So this is not accurate at all. This is over 10 days out. It's impossible to forecast past 10 days accurately. But here is the next few days though still. You can forecast a few days out. You can still see some strong jet streams in parts of South Dakota, North Dakota, in the Midwest. So the Midwest looks like the next few weeks of August maybe, possibly, we'll be getting some more severe weather. possibly derecho threats. I'm not saying there's going to be a derecho, but there is a chance for a derecho threat. Derechos are definitely a possibility in this time of month where there's heat domes. Let's look at the Cape though. Here's the Cape, guys, for the next few days. Here's the Cape today. Well, look at that Cape on the 7th where we had that strong jet stream. It's 5,000 plus Cape in parts of Nebraska showing up on the GFS model. Yeah, see, this is what I mean, the derecho type of threat with these trough dips. GFS is picking up on the 8th and 7th, 5,000 plus Cape numbers. You see again on the 8th, on the 9th, the 10th, that has some 3,000 plus. Even on the 12th. I'm not going to go any farther on that because it's not much accurate, but if it did come true, there's going to be multiple rounds of severe weather days, possibly severe weather outbreaks. Not saying there will be, but it's a possibility with these type of setups. And also derechos is a possibility with this type of setup. There's one other thing I want to show you guys real quick. It is the new NHC outlook. Here's the new NHC outlook for today, guys. The new news update for August 5th today. We have 2 medium chances with a weak trough is over here, which is why they think it is possible for rapid development. They're saying a tropical depression could form later this week or weekend. And then we also have the second disturbance. We have 2 medium tropical disturbances right now. Both of these storms are expected to develop over the next week into next weekend. Definitely something to keep an eye on. We still have Dexter, which is still a fish storm, and is getting destroyed by shear as it moves out more. These 2 storms that are more near land are expected to possibly hit land. Either this 50% chance down here, the disturbance 2, will either head up here near kind of the same path as Dexter, or it will come towards the Florida area like the GFS model is showing. The GFS model isn't showing anything until over a week or 2 out. It's definitely still something to watch. These disturbances are possible for tropical depressions, tropical storms, or hurricanes still. With these development chances, but nothing too concerning yet until something actually forms. But that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, notification, so you guys get notified every time I upload, and you're always weather aware.